Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another EZLynx Live. I'm your host, Ryan Buchema, and on today's show, we're going to be highlighting some cool features and enhancements that we have here as part of our Q2 release. We have some really amazing things to show you today, so let's go ahead and jump in and not waste any time. Our first enhancement that we want to talk about is going to be our automated renewal quoting. Now, if you were at AppliedNet last year, you might have seen the real cool new Get Quote feature that we unveiled. Well, we've made some cool enhancements to that. We've also made a little bit of automation to make that even more powerful at your agency. So it's going to be leveraging both automation and retention center to help you out in the hard market with respect to renewals. So let's jump right in and let's take a look at the Get Quote feature as well as some of the automation that we built around it.
So insureds, and we all know this, insureds are shopping in record numbers, and the hard market is making it really difficult for agencies to stay ahead of remarketing rates. One of the things that we did last year, and you probably saw it at AppliedNet, is we introduced this new functionality for you to get a quote. The idea here is that you build out your QAS templates inside of EZLynx, and those will allow you to, when the renewal comes in, instead of having to go in and manually enter into information into the rater to run rates for, like, say, for your auto quote that we have right here, all you have to do is just come down here and click this button, Get Quotes. And as we click this, what's happening is it's going and it's looking at your templates, it's finding the application, right? And then it's rerunning it in the system for you. So gone are the days of having to go back through each one of the rating screens. Now you have the ability to just click on the Get Quote button, and it'll send it right off to the rater, and it'll pull right back the rate. So for example, right here with our test carrier, Test Auto, we have a rate that came back, a 12-month rate at 707. For Safeco QBT, our other test rater carrier that we have right here, we have 943 that came back. This is amazing. Now, with this release, we have taken it one step further to make it even more efficient for your office. We go ahead and head up to that other tab up there, right? This is Automation Center. And a lot of you know you can come in here and you can build out your automated templates. And from here, you can actually streamline a lot of the work streams in your office and let the system do a lot of the work for you. The same thing now applies to remarketing inside of Retention Center. And we're really excited about this. So if you go down here to Retention Center, go ahead and click on Renewal Applicant is added to the renewal list. Now you can add a filter if you want. So for example, the one that we were looking at for Shelby back there, you might want to set this to auto. But it's completely up to you. What I really want to focus on, though, is if we go over to actions, scroll on down, notice we have this new action, execute automated quote. What will happen here is the download will come into the system, the renewal. It'll trigger and pop the customer into Retention Center. And because they're flagged as a high risk, what will happen here is it will automatically execute the remarketing process for you. So you don't have to go in and click the Get Quote button anymore. Now you can build this automation and it'll automatically do it for your agency. This is a huge, huge, huge win, and we're really excited to be able to bring this to everybody's agency. This is going to help everybody out there. You know, this new feature in Retention Center is going to streamline the remarketing workflow by automating the quoting risks with alternate carriers. I mean, this can eliminate up to 15 minutes of effort in every renewal if you think about it. So really excited to bring this out to everybody. Okay, before we jump in and we actually look at this new automated event that we can now set up in the system, it's really important to think about why we're doing this, right? The whole goal here is to stay ahead of the game and automatically remind our insureds to review their policy details prior to the upcoming renewals, right? So that's why we've kind of partnered Client Center with some automation to allow you guys to be able to achieve that. So we have a couple of different automated rules right here. Right, this is the first one. So it's auto renewals shared to Client Center. So if we go all the way over, and let's go ahead and hit edit. When you're setting this up from scratch, what you're going to want to do is go all the way down to the bottom where you have your Retention Center. Select on applicant added to the renewal list. For this one, I've gone ahead and focused in on auto renewals. Now you can leave this blank and not focus in and narrow the trigger for when it fires if you want. You can just leave this blank, or you can have this set to home, whatever you'd like, right? But this is what I've kind of focused on. I've focused on our personal auto renewals for this one. Notice that we have added a couple of actions that we want to have take place. So when the renewal comes in, we want this thing to do two things. Number one, we want it to share the renewal policy summary to Client Center. If we go in and edit that, you have the ability to enter in your own customized message if you want. And this is going to appear in Client Center when they go and they look at the renewal. We'll see that here in just a moment, right? The other thing that we've done is we're going to send an email to them and notify them that this has taken place. Go to Client Center. So if we click on that, we're utilizing one of the templates that we've created, right? It's going to actually send over the email to them, and it's going to let them know how to go in and actually view everything. So this is giving them step-by-step instructions on what they want to do. So let's not change anything here in this automation. Let's go ahead and leave out of that. And what I'd like to do is let's come up here to this customer. So EZLynx Live the 3rd. Notice that we do have a renewal that has come in. We have the little chip icon here to indicate that there's an upcoming renewal. And if we navigate over to that customer's Client Center page, this is going to load up. Notice if we come down here, right over policies, we have a nice little renewal kind of indicator for them. When they come into it, they now have this option right here to review the renewal for the policy. And when they click on that, they're going to be able to see that nice little message that you type. So you can have this customized to whatever you'd like, but the goal here is for you to be able to start this proactive communication with your customers. This is really great because, once again, it does help you maintain the proactive communication with your clients. Clients can also come in here and request a change if they need to. So for example, maybe they want to change some of their limits, or they want to maybe change some of their deductibles. They can go ahead and send you that notification, right? And then you can actually then have a conversation with them. This is all getting them prepared for what's going to be happening come the renewal time on, for example, here, it's on June 28th. That's what's coming up next month. There's going to be the renewal. So huge feature. We're really excited to have this one in the system for everybody.
In keeping with our theme of automation, we've also added suggestions in the AMS for things that you can automate at your agency. Our goal here is to help drive awareness for automation and help your agency be more efficient. So let's get back into the system and let's look at what these suggested automations, how they pop up, and how you can actually work and leverage them at your agency.
So if you've been thinking about taking your agency to the next level with EZLynx automation, but you don't really know where to get started, this enhancement is for you. This gives your agents the ability to suggest automations, and at the same time, it's going to pop up and let you know, hey, by the way, did you know you could automate this? So there are two different things that can happen here, right? From the administrator's view, you can control who sees these things, and as a basic user of Automation Center, you can make suggestions. What we're going to look at today real quick is the administrator side. So for example, let's go over to Automation Center, and let's go down to Automation Center, and let's go to Settings. This right here, this setting allows for these suggestions to pop up when there are workflows that take place that could be automated. So for example, let's go to that tab up there where we're about to create a brand new customer. Now, as we know, if we've been working in EZLynx, or anyone who's familiar with automation or has even looked at it, there is the ability for you to fire off automated workflows whenever you create a brand new customer account. Right now, if you don't have any of those set up at your agency, if they have not been turned on, then you're going to see this cool new pop-up when that setting is turned on. So if we go ahead and click Save, create the customer's account, boom. You've got this really neat pop-up that kind of is going to let you both from the administrator side as well as the basic user side know that, hey, when you're creating a new customer, did you know that you could create a new opportunity, a new automated workflow, which could save you, look at that, 750 minutes monthly, right? So you can generate the set up tasks, welcome emails, drip campaigns, all those different things, right? So this is going to pop up whenever you're doing something like maybe even adding an additional policy. That would prompt one of these things to pop up for you. Now, you have an option here. If you're a user and you don't want to see us, you can snooze it for 60 days, Or if you'd like to, you can go ahead and try to set up that automation. Now we're going to go ahead and direct you right to Automation Center when you click on that, and we're going to filter everything right there to the customer onboarding kind of tag that you have right here, and that's going to filter this list down to pull up things that basically any of these pre-built templates that work with customer onboarding right off the bat, right? So you got your new customer run right there at the beginning. You can immediately start working on that if you want to. Another really cool thing to do, if we go ahead and go back to the customer, notice right up here that we have this new button for setup automation. If you wanted to go in and set up any automations, you have the ability to jump right into that from here. So if we go up to setup automation, once again, we're going to filter this back to, because we're in the context of a customer, we're assuming that this is customer onboarding. So we're going to filter that down. So these recommendations that we have, they mirror some of the most common automated workflow templates that we have seen people utilizing. So whether it's a new customer, whether it's a birthday wish, shared declaration pages, these are the ones that show up the most. If you are a regular normal user, you have the ability to suggest things to your admin. And from the administrator side, if you wanted to see anything that had been suggested to you, you come to this new thing that shows suggested workflows. And this is where we're going to house all of the workflows that any of your users that don't have the ability to create and enable workflows. If they want to suggest one, it's going to pop in right here for you so that you can review it and look at it and determine whether you want to turn it on or off for the agency. So really cool thing. Just make sure that you have this thing turned on to allow suggested automated workflows to pop up. And then this is going to start showing you as you go through the system the different things that can begin to be automated at your agency. So a really neat thing to start to get you into this whole realm of automation.
Last quarter, we released Quote by Text, an amazing feature that allows your agency to receive auto quotes from prospective clients via text messages. This quarter, we improved Quote by Text functionality and added the ability for you to update the callback number, the ability for you to update the process for collecting the address information. We've streamlined that, made it a little bit easier for everybody. And we've added the ability for you to add a follow-up message for your customers. So let's jump into the system and let's take a look at some of these cool enhancements here in Q2 for our Quote by Text feature.
So Quote by Text is a groundbreaking new product helping your agency attract insurance shoppers who prefer the ease and the convenience and the simplicity of basically text-based interactions. So they're able to text your agency and actually get an auto quote via this feature. Now, since we've unveiled this cool new product to the market, we've got some great feedback from everybody out there, and we've made a couple of really cool enhancements. So to look at those, once again, to access this area, go over to Communication Center, make sure you click on the Settings option for Quote by Text. Once there, go ahead and click Edit. The first thing that we have here is the ability for you to add a custom callback number. By default, it will automatically be set up to your Twilio number. But if you want to add a different callback number, that is completely fine. Just type in the number that you want there, and then that number will show up in all of the text communications that go out to the insured during kind of the quoting process, through the Quote by Text process. If they want to reach the agency, that will be the number that is shown in those text messages. And we'll show that here in a little bit in some of the later message updates. We'll see that. The next thing that we've been able to do, if we go over to information collecting, we've broken up the address part, right? So no longer are we trying to sandwich it all in to get the address in one go. We've made it a little bit easier for them. So they're going to enter in their house number and their street number. Then they're going to enter in the city. Then they're going to enter in the state, then the zip, and then we'll ask them to confirm, is this right, yes or no, right? Notice right up there where it says age, the response, we have our new custom number showing up here. So if you hadn't updated this would be the Twilio number. But because we've chosen to add that custom callback number, that's going to be what shows up in the text message. So that's really, really, really neat. The next thing we've done, if we go all the way over to the send quote, we've added the ability for you to do follow-up messages, right? So these follow-up messages take place in a couple of scenarios. One would be if during the quoting process, the system sends a question back to them and they fail to respond for 10 minutes. we're going to send an automated response back that says one of the agents will call them as soon as possible. Thanks for reaching out, right? The next thing that happens would be, let's say, for example, the quote, we can't provide a quote. There's something that goes wrong in the system and a quote can't be provided to them during that quote by text workflow. That's fine. We're going to provide them with a kind of a notification letting them know that they may need to speak with the agent because maybe there's some details that are missing that may be needed. And if so, they can call them. So once again, this number right here would either be the default Twilio phone number, or it'll be that custom number that you guys have chose to put in to this whole workflow. So a lot of really, really cool features that we've unveiled here with Quote by Text to really round out and make this a very, very powerful product and solution in the market.
Over the past few quarters, we've been really keyed in and focused on improving our CRM experience inside of EZLynx. We've added a brand new fresh UI, some cool new features and functionality, and with this release, we've now added some enhancements to our Agency Insights. We've now given you 3 new commercial insights that you can leverage as part of your prospecting when going through your data mining in Agency Insights. So let's jump back into the system and let's take a quick look at some of these cool Agency Insights enhancements that we have here in Q2.
So Agency Insights has been a long-standing feature in EZLynx Sales Center. It's located up here if we go over to Sales Center and we go over to Prospecting. It's located under the Prospecting tab right here under Agency Insights. And what we're doing here is we're mining the existing data that you have to look for possible sales opportunities. Okay, so these could be cross-sell opportunities, the ability to maybe quote an umbrella, the ability to recapture lost policies, or if things were unbound from Retention Center. So this is a really, really neat thing. Up until now, this feature has really been focused on personalized, but we've now expanded it to look at commercial lines, okay? And there are a couple things that we're looking at right here when we go into this. So let's just hover over the one more. So we have our test account right here. We can see that we have commercial property. So what are the insights that we're having right here? So if one of your customers has an active general liability policy, but they don't have commercial property, then we'll suggest commercial property, and we'll do that 60 days prior to the new renewal date, right? The next thing that we're going to do is if your customer has an active commercial package, but they don't have commercial auto, we're going to make a suggestion for commercial auto. And at the same time, it'll be 60 days prior to that active policy, the policy's renewal when it's coming up. And then the last one that we have here is if they have an active commercial policy with no commercial umbrella, we will suggest commercial umbrella for you, once again, 60 days prior, right? So let's go ahead. Let's click on that customer real quick. I just want to show you guys what we're talking about here. So for example, with this customer, notice that they have a commercial package. If we go in and we look at that actual policy, notice that they have cyber liability, they have business owners, right, with this package, but they do not have commercial auto. So that's why we're suggesting the commercial auto to you. And if we go back to the overview page for this customer again, notice once again that, they have a general liability, but they don't have commercial property on here. That's why the commercial property propped in Insights. So this is a cool new feature. This is going to help you guys not only be able to look for opportunities that are sitting out there with respect to your personal lines data that you have to maybe look for some data mining and find some opportunities there, but now you can utilize this cool new feature with some of your commercial opportunities to be able to find some new insights that are available there for the policies that you have to maybe do cross-selling or suggesting an umbrella. So really cool enhancement. We're excited to be able to expand Agency Insights and bring this neat new thing to you.
Well, there you have it. We have some really amazing things to highlight here for you in Q2, some great enhancements to some of the cool features that we've been working on over the past few years, past few quarters. So we're really excited to bring all these to you. That's all the time we have for our show for today. But before we go, I do want to remind everybody to come on out and see the product team at AppliedNet 2024, being held September 9th through the 12th at the Gaylord Resort and Conference Center in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to have an amazing EZLynx track planned for everybody. We have some great breakout sessions. We have hands-on labs. We have our own focused keynote that kind of highlights things that we're doing at EZLynx and things that we're working on. We also have a great roundtable session. That's probably one of my favorite because you actually get to sit down with the entire product team and talk through some different initiatives. We're going to ask some questions and we want to get your feedback on some of the cool things that we're working on. So please, I implore everybody, come on out to AppliedNet once again, being held at the Gaylord Resort and Conference Center in Nashville, Tennessee, September 9th through the 12th. Once again, out there in Nashville, Tennessee. That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, we'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.